My name is Dr. Janice Nelson. I'm a physician from Sierra Madre. And my question is regarding groundwater contamination. A little bit of history on this. David Dreyer took then Democrat Representative Marty Martinez's bill back in 1999, adopted it as his own. Congressman Spinderella then spun it out as being some great miraculous cure for the groundwater contamination issue, particularly in the East San Gabriel Valley. Perchlorates is a big problem. He got a modest amount of money. Now they also named a water purification plant for him. The Republican local newspapers, the Inland Valley Daily, or the paper out here, the Bulletin, as well as the San Gabriel Valley Tribune and the Pasadena Star News have all touted him as being a champion for water cleanup. He is not. Now they want to float a bond and let the taxpayers pay for this industrial waste from the World War II and the Cold War, rather than having companies pay for it, rather than having the federal government who had the contracts pay for it, or now we have to pay for it. What is your stand on this? How are you going to clean up groundwater in the East San Gabriel Valley? Thank you.
Well, actually, clean water is probably going to be one of the most important issues that's going to face us, because without it, we can't survive. I believe that we really do need to have clean water, and I've been working with Congresswoman Hilda Solis, who has been working in just cleaning up the water in the San Gabriel Valley area. That's most of her district. She knows how contaminated some of the water is and how the people are suffering in certain areas, and that certain cancers have come up. But we don't know the total result yet. But I do believe, and I know from Rancho, our water comes from underneath the old Kaiser Steel plant. Well, I can tell you we don't drink it. We have to drink bottled water. And I think it's just incredibly serious that this administration doesn't do more to help us clean up the air and the water, because it's both important. The inner structures of this district is needing a lot of repair. The growth out here is going to be unbelievable. It's already unbelievable. And if we don't stay on top of it and we don't have clean water, we're in an awful lot of trouble.
Well, thank you, Dr. Nelson, for your question. I think that's it's important in many respects for the district and for the country. We need environmental legislation with teeth, and we need an environmental protection agency that enforces the legislation. We don't need an environmental protection agency that's gutted by a reluctant, resistant Republican majority, or corporations or business or special interests. That's really the problem. I mean, in my viewpoint, we need strong legislation. We have already some good, strong legislation, but we need enforcement. When you have an environmental protection administrator who basically is a loyal Bushy, but resigns in disgust and is vilified by the administration, you really realize that the environmental priorities are very low. On the infrastructure issue, because I think they're related, we've got a huge deficit, which we've talked about. Our infrastructure is crumbling, and what we need to do is make an investment in the infrastructure, because that's a positive investment. It's like improving your house. It's going to be a payoff in the long term. If we improve our home, our earth, our water, it'll pay off for us economically in the long run. We don't need more cars. We don't need more clothes. We don't need more luxuries. What we need to do is invest in things that will provide a payoff for us in the long term. So thank you again, Dr. Nelson, for the question.